Alright, today we're going to do a Huohuo guide video. I'll be honest with you, this is like making a guide on Luocha or something. It's a healer. I think most people build healers the same way. You know what I mean? The stats are pretty self-explanatory and shit. I think the question most people have, at least on my stream, is like, what light cone do you use? And Huohuo versus Luocha, right? Now, do I do the smart thing and delay the answer to like the middle of the video, like every other, whatever. Okay. For general usage, I would prefer Luocha over Huohuo. I feel like Huohuo is pretty much mandatory to run with Tingyun if you want to use her ult buffing playstyle. Even if you stack full energy recharge, you do not ult as much as you think you would, okay? Hey, another video where Code answers the fucking question at the start of the video. XDD. Okay, I would still prefer Luocha for general usage for the player base rather than Huohuo because this requires 0 gear. If you have talent level 8 or 9, you only need 2000 attack for your Luocha and he's already full healing, right? People do say that, hey, what if you run higher attack for more healing on the lifesteal aura? You legit heal for like 120 more health every 1000 attack you get, including healing bonus. After 2.2k attack, you can build him tanky and shit, right? Which I need to fix my Luocha, but realistically, I would say Luocha does allow you to skip game mechanic more than Huohuo does. The main advantage of Luocha is healing outside of his turn, and I think most people realize how broken healing outside your fucking turn is because some bosses, or most enemy, have the bullshit double attack, right? And that kind of really saves your team a lot. Whereas Huohuo, I would say it's better on manual battle. Let's go for her abilities, right? Basic attack. Okay, I talked about this before, but the fucking names of Huohuo ability are like Talisman, Protection, Tail, Spiritual Domination, Possession, Ethereal Metaflow, Technique, Impeachment of Evil, Basic Attack, Stormcaller. I am the storm that fucking Stormcaller. Holy shit, this is the most badass name for a healer basic attack. God damn. What does Luocha have? Thorns of the Abyss. Okay, never mind. That's kind of badass as well. What the fuck? Nova Burst. Why do healers have fancier basic attack name? Lucid Moonclaw, Shard Sword, Stormcaller, Thorns of the Abyss, Beneficent Lotus. Why? Fucking Stormcaller. I'm fine. I want to help. I want to help. Alright, anyways, right. Her basic attack is scales with HP. This shit does 0 damage. It's fine. It's whatever. Your skill, dispel 1 debuff from a single target ally, heals that ally and 2 ally next to them. I read this ability and then I read this ability and I just cry a little bit inside. I'm just sad. She's okay, but I feel like the game isn't really gonna make content around her because she's just a brute force healer, right? Her advantage was she can heal multiple targets on her E. Now, By Lu just got destroyed because Huohuo can heal multiple targets and cleanse debuff. By Lu is the strongest healer in the lore, and Jing Yuan is the strongest. Okay, our general is strong, I believe, right? So her skill is quite simple. You heal 1 target and 2 people around it. The initial target will get a cleanse as well, so that's fucking beautiful, right? Your ult is quite simple, right? Your ult costs 140 energy. It regenerates all ally energy equals to 20% of their max energy, and at the same time increase their attack by 40%. Shut up! Shut up! At the same time increase their attack by 40% for 2 turns, right? This is talent level 10, right? So essentially what this ultimate does is it gives your ally 1 turn worth of energy, and it increases their attack by 40% for 2 turns. For ultimates that regenerate your energy, so for example, Tingyun ult giving you 50 to 60 energy, and Huohuo ult giving you 20% energy. This energy does not scale with energy recharge. However, everything else in the game scales with energy recharge. So if you get energy from your trace, from your fucking light cone, it scales with energy recharge. If you get energy from your Eidolon, it also scales with energy recharge, right? And even on your talent, it scales with energy recharge. But energy from ult does not scale because that will be kind of broken if Tingyun ult someone and give them like 90 energy, right? So yeah, I think the biggest misconception is, once I already said it, right? You don't get your ult as much as you think you do because you don't spam your E every single turn, right? I mean, I guess you can, but is it worth worth it? Probably not, right? Like, this character is really good on manual battle. On auto battle, she kind of ults on weird times, so you may not make fully use of your energy ult. So far, she does seem to use her ult last if all your teammate has ult, so that is good. Her skill set is so far quite simple, right? E to heal 3 target, cleansing the initial target, ult to give everyone energy, and 40% attack, right? That's pretty good. 40% attack is decent, all right? But attack buff isn't as meaningful as other source of buff, right? But it's there, it's nice. And her talent, here's the paragraph, right? After using your skill, you get a buff for 2 turns. This buff will heal your ally whenever they take a turn or use their ult, equal to her max health. When they're below 50% health, they get an auto heal, right? This also gives you 6 debuff cleanse. The cleanse activates on their turn because the heal activates on their turn, right? This is like Abyssal Aura from Luocha, basically. It's a weaker heal, but it does have a cleanse. Yeah, the main difference is Luocha heal is much stronger because of his fucking trace as well, right? Was it this one? Yeah. One of the traits makes the healing from the lifesteal aura really high, and Luocha also have better single target heal. For Huohuo, she has more cleanses, and the debuff cleanses on your ally turn, so it's really good. Huohuo heals when your ally takes a turn with her passive. Luocha heals the more attacks your team does as well, right? So there's that as well. For skill trace priority, I would go for ultimate, then skill, and then talent. Yeah, let's go for her traces. Her first trace is crowd control resist debuff by 35%. This is meaningless. This serves zero purpose. This might as well not be there. The main reason why I say this is like meaningless is like even Luocha 70% is closer to 40 to 50% resistance on crowd control if you're playing versus some bosses, because bosses have base chance to hit on top of their effect hit rate, right? So this feels more like 40 to 50%, which means this feels more like 15 to 20%, right? So I still would build resist on my healers, right? Bonus ability, next one, when the battle starts, you get 1 stack of your passive. All ally gets 1 tick of healing, basically. And whenever her talent is triggered, Huohuo regenerates 1 energy. Bro, like, this is kind of sad. They could have made this 2. You could have made this 2, you know? 1 energy is more than 8 energy every rotation. True, but still, you know, it feels kind of sad. Yeah, like, the only reason why it's 1 energy is if you, for some reason, have the max level of this light cone, isn't it? It's pretty fucking good. You'll be getting 2 energy, roughly, right? With a full regen build, yeah? So, once again, for trace priority, you go for ultimate, then skill, then talent. You can basically ignore basic attack. You realistically only get these traces for the HP and effect resistance, right? The passive themselves aren't really meaningful. They're there though. My current Huohuo build is 6,000 health, 1,600 defense, 137 speed, 136 energy regen, and 83 resist, 34 healing bonus. I prefer having healing bonus and resistance on my healers and generally making them tanky because like it feels fucking horrible in my opinion to have your healers, tanks get stuns or defense break, right? By any means. They're the one keeping the teams alive, but if they're not taking any turn, they're kind of useless, right? So 80% resist plus the crowd control resist is enough. For some reason, I think was it speed down and action delay doesn't count as crowd control debuff, right? Which means if you run 0 resist, you can't get delayed by fucking forever, right? So for example, the enemies with like annoying delay would be the new boss. This enemy delay you by like 70% and a Rumaton delay you by like 100% if you count the imprison, right? I would say having good resist on your healer is good. Other than that, you've prioritized tanky stats, right? I would go for like maybe like 6k health, decent speed, decent resist, and good defense on your character, right? If you want to run like a 0 resist Huohuo build, she needs 161 speed. That's the secondary build, right? You either run good resist and slower and more tanky stat, or lower resist or 0 resist, but make her very fast in order to make use of the cleanse, right? But that only happens if you're manually using your E when your team is fucking full health, so you can get more cleanses out, right? This is my current gear if you want to see it. It's HP and speed. It's just stat stick, right? Quite normal and comfy. I run healing bonus, speed, HP, and energy regen. This is horrible, but it's there, I guess. Yeah, realistically, a healer doesn't need like turbo good gear to function. Every piece has effect resistance. That's just my gear in general. For set effects, basically everything, no? Like, you can run for HP set, speed set, there's a healing bonus set as well, I suppose. For my account, I just have really fucking good support gear because I spam this domain, right? And then my DPS has a 2-piece speed, 2-piece HP as well, so they're kind of tanky. The wind set also works, but you won't see a lot of effect from wind set because, once again, right? You won't be ulting as much as you think you would unless you're fucking playing like Blade Jinglu and your team constantly burn their own health, so you E more often, right? Alright, for light cone, obviously her 5-star light cone is really good. It gives you 12% regen. When you use ultimate, you will also heal your ally. Your ultimate normally doesn't heal, and it gives you attack buff. This attack buff goes up to 12% attack. If you really want me to say, 12% attack is kind of meaningless if all your characters are built, unless you have some really weird min-max build, but 12% attack is kind of meaningless, so it's fine. It's there, I guess. You can use this light cone on Luocha. This is Luocha Messin slot. This is Luocha Mess light cone. Luocha W again. Luocha can heal on ult with that slide cone, and I'm pretty sure Luocha triggered this passive easier because Luocha lifesteal aura. If he puts the aura up, all your ally attack, they all get the buff, no? So for 5-star, undisputedly, is Knight of Fright would be the best 5-star. I would like to say something about this one. If you have this light cone 5-star, this gives you HP healing bonus, and it buffs your ally attack for 1 hit every time you heal them. The damage you upgrade for your teammate is kind of meaningless, right? And if you want to use the HP and healing bonus, the free light cone you get from the event is basically the same thing, right? The only advantage this 5-star have over the free one is it has higher base stats, so you're tankier and you technically heal more, right? And the little damage buff, right? Knight of Fright would be best. Time waits for no one, and this one is pretty much close enough. Post Ops is basically a 4-star version of Knight of Fright. This gives you 16% energy regen, and the healing bonus on your ult is meaningless because your ult does not heal. Shared Fueling is the option a lot of people are picking. It gives you 20% healing bonus, and it regenerates 4 energy for all ally when you use your skill. You won't be using your skill that often. Realistically, you're using it once every 2 turn or 3 with Eidolon. I think for most people, Shared Fueling is a pretty good and probably the top 4-star light cone option, right? Post Op gives you more energy for yourself, but you don't get to use the second part of the ability. Shared Fueling is pretty universal, more healing bonus, little bit of energy for your team when you use your skill. That's fine. My personal favorite for 4-star is this one, because if you have good gear, this is really good. Perfect timing when you have 60% resistance or higher is basically making your healer undebuffable, and it gives you more healing bonus. But that's kind of rough to do, to be honest, right? Clip Pro, I think people are sleeping on this light cone, right? If you have a 161 speed healer with this light cone, it's kind of insane. Every single time your healer takes a turn, your teammate gets an extra turn, basically. It's really good. However, you need a speed healer build. Just have 161 speed healer, yeah. 3-star, this gives you more healing bonus, always universal. Find Fruit is kind of meaningless. And Multiplication is a Luocha specific thing because realistically, Luocha is the only one that's allowed to basic attack 24/7 without ever using a skill. This is okay on her, I suppose. In my opinion, the best one to run on her is Knight of Fright for 5-star, Shared Feeling for 4-star, or Hey Over There. Perfect Timing is more for like if you have like a more well-built healer, and Post Op similar-ish, I would say, where you need more stats. Whereas Shared Fueling, if you have bad stat, it works, right? I think most people don't have like hyper invested healer gear unless you know you lost all your luck on crit gear and only got tank gear. But yeah, but that would be light cone, right? I'm not gonna talk about this one. I don't think anybody pulls this. I pulled E1 because E1 allows your talent to be 3 turn instead of 2 turn, and when you have your talent, all ally speed is increased by 12%, which is pretty big. The reason why I pulled for E1 is it makes her skill point positive. At E0, she's skill point neutral, and E1 is skill point positive because your passive now lasts 3 turns instead of 2, which is kinda busted, just slightly busted, right? But usually, for my account, I pull E1 on my healers and tanks, whereas my DPS is E0 because I feel like DPS usually get a breakpoint at E2 or E4. Let's go for team comp, right? My favorite team comp is the team you see here. It's Tingyun, Jinglu, Blade, and Huohuo. The only thing holding this team back is Tingyun is still horny for Blade, so she keeps perma-ulting Blade. Other than that, if Tingyun start ulting Jinglu on auto battle, this team is fucking perfect. But man, I'm still molding. Just make my Tingyun auto battle AI ult my Jinglu instead, right? Other than that, I just manual, right? I feel like if you want to make full use of Huohuo playstyle, giving your team energy, Tingyun Huohuo is basically mandatory because Huohuo can also make Tingyun ult more often. Jinglu is really hungry to get her ult more often as well, so that's that. Blade, I guess him ulting more is fine, but he doesn't really need it, right? She generally will try to ult last, which is a welcome thing. Once again, the only thing bad about this team on auto is Tingyun keeps ulting Blade, right? Jinglu and Blade combination, I think everyone knows how strong it is because Jinglu burns HP, which also triggers Blade passive. You can run Huohuo with realistically any other harmony, like Asta, Yukong, or Rania, most likely, right? I already did MOC though. I mean, I guess I can run another MOC run. People really want to see it. In my dreams though, my little dream that my chat showed me. What do you guys think if MOC needs 3 teams instead of 2? Would that be a little bit too tilting? Let me do this, and this, and this, and this. Let me give an attack buff. Let's just go into my ult state really quick. Blade of Moonlight.
In lunar flame.
In Lunar Flame. E here. I get energy on the kill, so that's a lot of energy. Just basic attack here. E. Basic attack. Leave. He should be dead. Next is this too. Sure, let's just skip. I don't care anyways. Let me skill with Huohuo. If I skill with Huohuo, I can do another in Lunar Flame. Oh, no, I can't. Attack buff this. Like, I want the monkey to slam my Tingyun because she's the tankiest person in the team. Okay, I'm gonna use in Lunar Flame because I have my ult again. And then I'll use my skill again. Monkey should be gone. Do I need to heal? Nah, just basic attack. Sedacious Discernment. I'm gonna ult again. Jinglu has not gone out of her ult state yet, but you know, it's fine. Blade hit here. E. And then in Lunar Flame again. That's I'm still 29 turns, right? That's still 29? Yeah, that's still 29. That's still 1 cycle on that team. Jinglu just never exit the mode, right? That's basically how I run that team. I feel like that team is like really good and really comfy. Nice E6? Oh, what do you mean? It's like E1, E0. What if you use Yukong in that team? I guess you can use Yukong in that team because like these two doesn't really use skill point, but with Yukong, you need ramp up time. Whereas with Tingyun, it doesn't really matter because it's once every 3 turns. Paul has the worst 4-star on a banner ever. Yeah, but like, do you pull a 5-star banner for the 4-star? I feel like that doesn't happen anymore, to be honest. Unless you have like a completely new account and the 4-star on the banner matters. But most people pull a 5-star character for the 5-star. But you also get Eidolon that you can never use. Yeah, I mean like the worst thing about gacha game is you pull a character and then you hit your inventory and you realize you have no gear. Okay, that was a bad example. That's usually what happens. You pull the character, that you save resource, pull for the character. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm trying to say something here. Okay, whatever. Stupid whale, right? XDD. Never whales for Eidolon. Fucking whales for turbo gear, I guess. Very relatable. You know what? I did that all on purpose so my editor can do a funny edit. Trust me, I'm a content creator brain. I planned all that. I write scripts for my video, trust. Alright, so I think that'll be it for the very comfy, relaxing Huohuo guide, right? She's not really complicated. She's a healer. She does healer things. A little bit of buffing as well. Pretty good, right?